The roller coaster Nemesis at Alton Towers, probably one of the most famous roller coasters in the country, will see its final riders tonight before it undergoes a major revamp. Opened in 1994, cost 10 million quid back then. It's now due to be refurbished after nearly 30 years, 40 million riders in that time. Andy Hine, MBE, is the founder and chairman Roller Coaster Club of Great Britain. Andy, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Before we get on to that, I'm fascinated by you guys. I love the fact there are people who go, I love it so much, I'm doing it all the time, and I don't care what you say. So can we do a bit of quick fire? How many have you been on?
Just over 2,000 different ones around the world.
Different ones around the world. That's just crazy. How many countries do you know?
More than 50.
More than 50. Which is the best?
The Phoenix in Knoebels in Pennsylvania.
Why?
It's wood, and wood is good.
Oh, wood is good, is it? Yeah. Well, that takes me to what's called Dreamland, wasn't it? Bembom Brothers at Margate. That had a wood one on it for years, didn't it?
Where we used to have all our family holidays.
There you
in
go.
Margate.
Yeah.
We used to beg to go to Dreamland.
That sound, I know what you mean. That classic sound. Yeah. That's what it's about, Andy, is it?
That one's one of the oldest roller coasters in the world, 1920. And still running.
Right. Which is the scariest one, or the one where you get off and just go, my goodness me?
Now, I don't get scared on them, so that's a difficult one. But in Las Vegas, they used to have a roller coaster on the roof of a hotel, 1,000 foot high. That's pretty scary. In New Jersey, they have one that fires from 0 to 120 miles an hour in 2 seconds and goes up 450 feet vertically.
Wowza.
So that's pretty scary.
Okay.
But intensity... Nemesis wins every time.
How old are you?
55.
55. And do you look back on this and think this has been the very best use of my time on planet Earth? I'm sure you're going to say yes.
Well, there's no age limit on having fun, and as long as your body can take it, then why not go and do it?
Keep on going, mate. Honestly, we want to get to 3,000 if possible. Where does Nemesis fit into this kind of pantheon, if you like?
Well, since Nemesis opened back in 1994, it's constantly been a top 10 roller coaster in the world.
Has it?
It's not the biggest, highest, longest or fastest, but it is the most intense. It's just what they've done with the ride there at the start. It just made it so unique.
Top 10 in the world. Okay, well, yeah. I've been on. I mean, I went on it years ago, but that's quite something. So, what is it that makes it so memorable, unique, etc.?
Because of the type of ride it is, it's called an inverted coaster. So instead of getting into a train like you would normally do, sitting in a seat on top of the track, this one you hang underneath the track with your legs swinging freely. So it's a bit like a demented ski lift. And once it's released from the station, it only goes up about 50 feet above the ground. But when it's released from the top of that hill, you're flying down into a sort of a quarry that they've dug at Alton Towers, where you fly close to the rock faces, to waterfalls, over the monster that is Nemesis. So it just plays with your mind and adds to the excitement and thrill factor. That if they just put that ride simply on a flat piece of concrete, it wouldn't have the same effect. It's just the whole package makes it unique.
You say you never get scared, Andy. Do you not get scared by anything?
No, not no. There's a strange thing. Coaster enthusiasts are a bit adrenaline junkies, and there's a chemical in your brain that needs that fix. And roller coaster riding gives you that fix. I think it's a need for speed, a need for excitement, and letting that machine take over for you, because your only decision is to get on it. And once you're on it, there's nothing you can do. Sit back, relax, and enjoy it, or endure it, depending on your viewpoint.
Do you have to queue like the rest of us, or do they go, Andy Hine's here, the king's here, make way for the king?
No, queuing is part of the fun, because that builds up the anticipation and excitement. Whilst you're waiting in the line, you're watching the train go round, you're hearing the screams and the laughter, so it builds up the anticipation until you get there.
It's your turn. It's a curious thing, isn't it? There's probably not as much. I can't think of anything that's got such a return for the amount of time you put into the preparation for it. You know, you might queue for an hour for a minute's worth of return, which is an interesting ratio that we probably wouldn't go along with much in life.
And it might only be a minute, but a memory will last a lifetime.
That's the truth. Well, just very briefly, what are they doing to it? Do you know?
Well, it's a bit like the M6 motorway. Sometimes it needs a bit of TLC and resurfacing. So it's been running for many years. It's given millions of rides. It just needs a little bit of attention now to bring it back even more exciting. So they're not changing it greatly. It's not going to be a completely different ride. It'll still be as intense and fun as we know it, but it will just be a newer version of it, and like a Mark II, always improving.
I love that you've made this your life, Andy. I really do. It's brilliant. I really, really do. I respect it, in actual fact. So, keep going. Thanks very much indeed, Andy.
You're welcome.
Cheers, Andy Hine, MBE.